Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to our webinar on how to map with uMap, being led by myself, Tom Llewellyn from Shareable, and Adrian Labai from TransferMap and other projects. We're going to be going through how to do the map jam, kind of step by step. Once you got everybody together and you're figuring out all the locations you're going to be putting on the map. Once you're ready to map, we're going to kind of go from start to finish and show you how it's done. And with that, I will hand it over to Adrian.
Thanks, Tom. Hi. So I'm going to show you today how to make a map with uMap. So uMap is a free application that is running on open source software and using data from OpenStreetMap, which is open data and produced by the crowd. This app is quite easy to use. First, you will have to get there on the website. So it's umap.openstreetmap.fr, like France, and then you reach that homepage. You can create a map directly without login, which is quite convenient sometimes. But in this webinar, I will advise you to first sign in and to be able to manage your map and to find it back when you're looking for it. So here I'm signing in. I'm signing in with Twitter myself. You can sign in with your OpenStreetMap account if you have one. Or Bitbucket or GitHub. So I log in with my Twitter account and I authorize the app. So now I'm logged in. You can see here on the top that there's an icon, a menu icon showing my maps. And when I click there, I see all the maps that I've been doing over the last month and more. So it's quite convenient also to show people what you've been doing when you've been mapping. And this is where you're going to find your map. So now I'm going to create a new map with the icon on the bottom, on the right corner on the top. And here I have a new map. So when you have a new map, the good thing to do is first give it a name. And today we're going to call it webinar map jam tests. You can add a description. This is a demo. And then you can save. And your map now has a name. It's officially created. Name appears up there in the upper left corner. And you will notice that now you can disable editing on the map. So now this icon appears, this small pen, and you're in just viewing mode. Now you can come back in the editing mode. In the editing mode, you can start adding points of interest. You can add markers. So myself, I'm located in Berlin. So in Berlin, say I want to locate my co-working space, and I will do this then just taking a marker, finding the location. So my co-working space is here on the 183, but exactly here. So I will click on the marker once, and releasing the finger, and then I can click a second time, and the marker is on the map. What you see appearing on the left, on the right-hand panel, is the name of the layer where this point of interest is. Then you have a name category. You can give it a name to this point. So I will call that thing farm Berlin. Description: this is a co-working space, and that is self-organized. You can add a description, and you can save your point. So now your map is has a, which is a good start. You can disable the editing to actually to see how this point is showing on the map. So if you click on the map, you have a little pop-up with your title and the description appearing. So now you may want actually to customize this point. Maybe you don't like the color, maybe you don't like the form, the shape of that point. And there you can go and edit the map settings. So you see the small wheel on the right hand panel. You click on it, and there you have several things to choose, and you will go in default properties, and there you can choose a color. So you can change the color of your icons, and say I will choose a nice a nice pink color. You can also change the shape of that pin. So you can have drop, or you can put a small ball pin, or just leave it to default, or you can just leave it to inherit. So this is important because this inherit function will actually tell the mapping software to take all the features, all the styles from the layer it's part of. So now we're in one. There's just one layer on your map and just one icon. I'm going to show you now how to create a second layer. To see your layers, you have to go on this on the left side, and here it displays layer 1. You can edit that. Again, you can change the name, and you can say, for example, this is going to be co-working spaces, and this layer shows places where people work. Let's say. And then you can create another layer. Say you want to display community gardens. So you're going to create another layer, and you can call that community gardens, and add a description too. So you can save this. So now you have two layers. You don't see that second layer because there is nothing in your layer. There is no point. So now I'm going to add another point in that specific layer. So in Berlin, there is a community garden which is called in the contour that you actually see on OpenStreetMap. It is already mapped on OpenStreetMap, but you want to have an icon showing it. So now I'm going to click on it, and here it is important. You have this drop-down menu. You can choose the layer it's part of. Now I can choose in community gardens. I can give a name to that place. In the contour description, this is a community garden. Okay. So now I have 2 points in 2 different layers, but as you see, they have the same color and the same shape. So now I'm going to edit the style of one layer. So I'm going to choose the layer community gardens. With a small pen, I can click edit, and I can go in advanced properties. In advanced properties, you can go into color and change the color. And all your points which are in that layer are going to change colors if in their color, they have, instead of having specific customized color, they have here inherit, which is by default the case. So here you see it changed the color of that icon. You can also then change the shape of that icon and save. Try to regularly save your edits to avoid in case the software connection crashes, to make sure your edits are saved. So now I'm going to show you maybe how actually further customize those icons. So here I'm going on editing the community gardens layer. Again, advanced properties, going back here. You can add a symbol that is going to appear in the icon. There is a set of icons that is pre-loaded on uMap that can be used. Unfortunately, they're not so fitting the sharing economy, but you can also add custom icons. This is a bit more tricky, but we're gonna give it a try. So here you have to give a URL for the symbol of the icon. This means you have to find an icon online that has a URL. So in this, for this icon, you can actually use any picture, any SVG, JPEG file. So we're gonna just do a demonstration how that could go. I'm gonna type community garden here, do an image search, and say, let's try to find an image that could be more suitable than another. Let's try this one. Okay, now you have this is the URL of the image, yeah? It ends by JPEG. So you're gonna copy this. Just one thing, what I'm doing is not so right from the copyright perspective. This is just a demonstration. You will have, if you want to have icons in your map or display image as an icon, you will have to make sure you use images that are not copyrighted, or at least show the license somewhere, which I will show you later how to do. So now I copy the URL, and you see that in the icon, the image is actually showing. So now this is quite bad because this image is a big image, and it doesn't make so much sense. But the point is to show you that just by linking a URL of an image, you can display that image in your drop, in your pin. And you can do that with a white circle, for example, or from a white flower. So this is how to create layers, how to customize your pins. Now I'm going to show you how to share editing rights with other people. So you see there's a little key on the bottom of the right-hand menu. And when you click on it, you can choose that everyone can edit. So anyone who would see that that map would be actually able to edit that map. You can also say that only editors can edit. Here, that means you can designate an editor with its uMap username. And here, my uMap username is Labai, which doesn't make sense because I'm also, so I could have Labai here. But I'm also the owner of this map. So it doesn't make much sense at the moment. If you start typing a name, you can see that other users will be able, will show up. And this is Vincent Calam, which I know, so let's give him access to editing this map. There's also share status. Here it's public. Anyone can see that map, or you can say that anyone with a link can see that map. That would allow you to say, okay, I want everyone to edit that map, but you need the link to see that map. Therefore, you need the link to edit that map. That could be a solution, but I would not advise it. My preferred solution would be to say only editors can edit, to make it visible to everyone, to make it a public map, but only a few number of people can edit. This means, and this has a good reason, when you start editing, you have to know that you cannot edit the same layer at the same time with more than one I mean, if two persons are editing the same layer at the same time, there will be an editing conflict. This means if I make a save on, say, this co-working space layer, so that means, for example, this point, if I edit the description here, there's a kitchen. This edits, even if it's saved, if someone is going to edit the same layer, so the co-working space layer, during the meantime, this edit will be lost. So what I would advise is share the editing rights with only a small number of people, and find a way where you let know others while you're editing the map or a specific layer. If you want to work at the same time, you may say that one person is editing one layer. Generally, I think it is better, as we advise, to first start gathering data in a spreadsheet, or if you have already started with Google Map, then to import all the data in uMap and further customize, as I have shown, further customize your map in uMap.
That's great. So, but what you are saying is that if during the map jam, you can have multiple people editing the same map at the same time, as long as they are each editing a different layer. So if you were to have 5 layers for your map around production or distribution, finance, community housing, various services, if you were to have 5 people show up at the map jam, each one could have the same map open and be editing, as long as they were editing a different layer that was pre-set up. Is that correct?
Yes, this is correct. Knowing that if you edit general settings, I'm not sure how that goes. So you should really stick to editing just one layer. I would advise to be in contact when you're planning a session where you're editing at the same time, to be in contact to quickly see if there is an issue. If there is an issue, it will be shown displayed on the upper part of your uMap window with a red band saying that there was an editing conflict. So this will let you know that someone has been editing the same layer at the same time.
That's good to know. So there is a way that people will be able to see if there's a problem going on, as opposed to doing a lot of work and maybe not knowing if it went through or not, or what the problem was. Even if it doesn't tell you while you're editing, when there's 2 people up at once something is saved and it does not actually save, there will be a warning. Another point is just around, I just wanted you to touch back on how people will be able to make other people that are working on the map editors. So what I've gotten from you is that once everybody in your group has logged in and created a login for uMap with a username, you will be able to find them when you go to make new editors. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is correct. So you have to click on the icon, on this key icon on the right hand menu to manage map permissions. And here you can type the name of an editor. So I could type Tom Llewellyn, but it seems you don't have an account yet. Otherwise, you would show here if you would have an account under the name Tom Llewellyn. You see that there are a few users showing up. But when I start typing Tom, yeah, so that's basically it. And you have to then submit the query to confirm that you actually want that person as an editor. Before I added some Kalam, but it seems I didn't submit. Now I did it. So you have a confirmation. I got a confirmation in this with this ribbon that the map was updated. And here it appears when I check it. Here it appears that Vincent Kalam, B Kalam, is actually accepted, has a permission to edit that map.
That's great. So now we will go back and look at Google Maps, because I know a lot of people that are participating have either created Google Map in the past or have the desire to start with a Google Map and then export the data out of that. Is there anything else that we need to look at here before we're able to go and look at how to get the data out of a Google Map?
Well, actually not. Maybe I can show you how to get. We're gonna start a new map, so I can show you what to do with an old map. So basically, you can delete your map or you can clone it. So now let's say, okay, I'm going to clone that map. So I'm going to leave this one and create a new map based on that one, just as an example. And now I still have my layers. I still have my 2 points in Berlin. Okay, sorry for that glitch. So now we're back. I have my new map here. And I can go in edit mode and also give it a new name because it's a different map. We're going to map gen test import, because we're going to import data. So I go to a Google map that was created by the sharing community in Amsterdam a couple of years ago, and they have done quite an extensive mapping with a lot of different points. And you can see that they have some kind of different layers too. So you can click on icons as in many maps, and data is displaying on the left-hand side. Here, I want to take all that data and import into my map. So here on this menu ribbon, you have this small 3-point icon. When you click on it, you will have, oh, and this is in French, sorry for that. But basically, at the bottom of this drop-down menu, you have a title that says download the KML file. So I click on it, and this is going to ask me what I want to do. If I want to get all the map or some subset of it, but it seems here I can only get all the map. And I want to tick the box export towards a .kml file instead of KMZ. I won't go into details here. So I tick the box, okay, and now the file is downloading. I'm going to save that file. So now it's in my download folder. I will then go back to my uMap. And here I can go on the right-hand menu. There's this arrow pointing up, and this is the import data icon. So here I can browse my computer to find my the file I want to import. So in my downloads, I should find yeah, here. Here is sharing map Amsterdam KML. I select that file. Here I make sure that uMap knows what the format of the data I'm importing is, and here I can choose in which layer I'm importing it. This is an issue. This will, whatever, if with a KML file, you will import you will import all the points in one layer. There's no way to reflect different layers from a KML file into uMap. So I click import, and now bam, I got all my points in Amsterdam. And you see that we lost the customized styling from the Google map, and we have only one way to display. This is only yeah, all the style of the Google map is lost, but all individual. So I'm going to save that map. Okay, this was updated. All the individual data is still there, and you can start edit it. So you see that now I have another layer, which is called sharing map Amsterdam KML. I can change that. You could, if you want to start organizing this data in layers, here at this point you will have to do this manually. You will have to go on each point and say, I want to move this to another layer. Say I want to move arbitrarily this point to community garden layer. This will immediately adapt follow the style of that layer for this point. And you can do this for any kind of point, and so on and so on. Yeah, and again, say I want to change the style of that layer. You can also, if there is a lot of point like here, you can say that you want those points to be clustered. So this means that when there are too many, they will be clustered, and each time you zoom in or out, this will adapt. And you can click, for example, or you can click on a cluster to get closer to that cluster, and it will spread into a small division. Zooming out, this is how it looks. Yeah, one function that is important when your map is done and you want to display it, you want to attract visibility to it, and you want to have this map on your website, for example, you can do that quite easily. You will click on the icon more on the left hand menu, and then there is a button which is about sharing button. You can click on it, and here you have an HTML code that you can use on a WordPress or on your website that will display a view of that map that can be zoomed in, zoomed out, and so on. You can also have a short URL to that map, which can be quite handy sometimes. And finally, you can also always download all the data from your map onto your computer if you want to move that map to another mapping system that allows you to do different things. Or you move the data from this map to a bigger map. So you can choose here between 3 different formats: GeoJSON, JPEX, and KML. And we would have to download data here. Give you an example. Okay, so I clicked on download data, and then I get a message from my browser asking me where it has to be saved. I want to show you another feature. If I go into edit map settings, I can choose a license or credits, and actually I can do both. Here you have different types of license that are available for you to choose. You have this open license. You can choose a what the fuck public license, which is basically a non-license. You're telling people that they can do whatever they want with that data, or you can choose an ODBL license. This is Open Database License. This means that people will have to refer to that map with a link when they use that data. So let's say, yeah, so that's it. If you use a data set that was licensed, here I used the sharing map Amsterdam. Oops. Yeah, I'm back in the screen sharing. Okay. Here, if I use this data from the sharing map Amsterdam without asking them, which is not so fine. I should normally ask those people if I can use the data in my map. Maybe they want me then to say that I should give credits for that. So once I've asked them, I can write credits there. And let's say here that they told me to refer to it as sharing map Amsterdam. Writing in this short credit box, you can see it appears on the bottom of the map. So here I do it again, sharing map Amsterdam. That means anyone seeing this map can see those credits on the bottom. And by default, it says that map data comes from OpenStreetMap under Open Database License, ODBL. This is how OpenStreetMap data is licensed. So here, this is for licensing credits. A final thing I want to show you is how to import data from an Excel sheet. And I will show you this with data that I prepared before. Say you have been collecting with friends data about community gardens, or about another layer that you have decided on, maybe following the suggestion from Shareable, production, finance, etc. Then you have different people who have been gathering data about those specific topics. And I show you how to do this. So I go again and import data. I will browse my computer, go into my documents, and I have prepared an Excel sheet which is formatted into CSV. I will just click on it and import. Here I have to make sure this is indeed CSV specified, and I can choose in which layer I import it. I want to import that in new layer. So here I imported the data. I can see that there's 1 point here, and most points are in Berlin. So I have 4 points in Berlin in a new layer. So now if you check, you have a new layer, which is called Verbindung Berlin Map Layer 1. And I want to now import import the second layer, I just import a second file that I formatted before. And again, I should verify that it's CSV here selected. CSV means comma separated value. This is the most simple format, basically, that you can manage with Excel. So I import a new layer, import, and now I have another set of data. Again, I can quickly, so I see now I have a list. I can quickly edit that. I can remove the CSVs, for example. I can change the color. Yeah, so it better differentiate. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah. Do you have any questions,
So
Tom?
that seems like it would be a very easy way for anyone to import the data they've collected previously or that they're collecting now. And you could skip going through Google Maps completely and just go straight to uMaps in this way. Then you can create unique icons for each layer, if you like, and put those on like we showed you before. And you can go back to the beginning of this recording to re-see how to do each picture on a layer. And you can have multiple layers that way, and it'll be easy for others, including us in the future, to be able to pull that data as we move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. You are able to, to basically collect data outside of uMap. We can use Google Spreadsheet online to make it easier to collaborate with a large number of people. Make sure you format your data spreadsheet along our recommendations, because we propose you to format it in a way that it makes it easy for viewers to navigate into uMap. Yeah, and that's it. If you have questions on how to format your Excel sheet, this will be the subject of another contribution from us to explain you how this will go.
And you can get in touch with Tom at shareable.net for any additional training that you may need, questions you have, or for help with the specified spreadsheet. And with this, we're going to conclude. And thank you so much for getting this far. It's technical, but not too technical. And if you follow these steps, you should have no problem making a map. Just remember to check out that host guide, which has step-by-step directions as well. Watch this video and let us know if you have any questions or need support.